Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here. Today we're going to be reviewing a First Doctor story. We're going to be looking at The Keys of Marinus, Part 1, The Sea of Death. That's an inviting title. Sounds interesting. I'd love to see an actual story called that, The Sea of Death. That's what I love about Classic Who. It has those stories where it just gets you right into it, Planet of Evil, City of Death. I love stuff like that. So this is from season 1, and I know this one seems to have a pretty good reputation. Everybody's kind of told me, hey, you need to see this one, it's pretty good. So one of my subscribers sent it. I'm trying to remember who sent this one. Might have been Unknown289. I cannot remember who actually sent this one, because it's been a minute since I've got it in. But thank you to who sent it. I just can't remember who it was right off the top of my head. I like this one. The Doctor is good in this. Hartnell's pretty much good in most of his stuff, but especially here. I like how he's kind of in command of the situation as much as one can be. I like when he tells the guy toward the end, if you think you're getting me in one of those submersibles, you're sadly mistaken. I like that. We get to see him doing his little... I like a lot of Hartnell's mannerisms. He does have a lot of mannerisms. Rich Little would have a ball with him. I like how protective he is of Susan in this. Like, when Susan has not been back for a while, he's, let's go find Susan. Let's go find Susan. Where's Susan? Let's look for Susan. He is really big on trying to figure out where Susan's gotten off to. She's been gone too long. We need to go find Susan. And I really like that. I like seeing that paternal instinct, or that grand paternal instinct. Graternal instinct? And I don't blame him for having it either, because this is Susan we're talking about after all. And Susan in this story is very much Susan. Panicky, crying. Do you think we can go? Do you think I can go for a swim? No, child. We don't know what's underneath the water there. Not right now. Not right now. What's the first thing she wants to do? I'll just take my shoes off and put my feet in the water. And I'm sitting here going, can't I just push her into the water? And so when her shoe touches the water and dissolves, you find out that the sea is acid. The whole sea is acid. And of course, Susan's reaction to this is to get right up on Barbara like, because that's Susan's main reaction to everything. Susan. It's not Carol Ann Ford's fault. And I understand that's the reason why she left the show. No character development. Rightfully so. That she left. I mean, there should have been some character development. I don't blame her for leaving. Susan is, of course, the thing about the story that when she's looking around in the city, and the only reason she doesn't get stabbed is because the person who's about to stab her accidentally walks through one of those little trick revolving doors like you see in Young Frankenstein. They don't build that thing well if it's that easy to get into. Yeah, you might not see a door, and that's clever, but considering all these people managed to accidentally find their way in just by putting their hand on it, maybe you should have put a little more resistance on it when you push. Maybe you actually got to shove on it a little, not just do. I do enjoy the set design. There's a couple spots where they used paintings to make it look like the hallway goes further, like it extends further down in rows. It's something I think black and white hides very cleverly. I mean, I can still tell it's a painting, but I tend to treat 60s Who basically like a televised play anyway, a teleplay, which I like. I like the simplicity of the sets. I like the simplicity of the camera work. I enjoy that. I can still tell it's a painting, but it works very effectively, especially in black and white, where I don't think they'd get away with it as well in color. I like the set of the planet where the little rock formations do look alien enough. I'm enjoying that. The idea of a sea, an entire sea just of acid as a defense barrier, that's a fascinating idea. I actually do like that idea, a sea of acid. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Seeing the people running around in suits and wondering it for a second, okay, are they an alien or is that just them in a suit? With Classic Who, you can't quite be sure sometimes. When it's very much, obviously them just in some kind of diving gear. I really like how the rescue turned that on its head and its actual alien that looked like a guy in a suit actually turned out to be a guy in a suit. I love that. It's one of the reasons I love The Rescue. But yeah, I am enjoying this. It's nice to see they all make their way inside. They meet kind of the one guy who's there running things, and he tells them about the planet Marinus. That's the name of the planet they're on, and the computer that removed evil from everybody's mind, and how that one person could overcome it. And we learn about the keys of Marinus, and they have to collect like these 4 keys. Apparently there's 5 keys. One of them's already there, and they have to collect 4 more. Which is kind of like, I guess, the key to time, and I've had people mention that to me before. So they're going on kind of a fetch quest like in the Key to Time. So it's kind of like the Key to Time condensed into one story, which is a 6-parter. So that's pretty interesting. I'm curious to see where that's gonna go. The guy running things, I don't know if I can trust him or not. Like I don't know who the good guys are and who the bad guys are in this story. I don't know if the guy running things really is a good guy, or if he's not a good guy. I mean, it looks like he is killed, so who can say? And whether the people in the scuba gear really are good people, or really whether they're really bad people, or maybe they're both good people from their own point of view. The guy running things is trying to remove evil from people's minds, so it'll be a peaceful planet again. And maybe the people in the scuba gear believe in freedom of choice and don't like having their minds manipulated. So that's interesting. He mentions his daughter. Everybody he sent out never came back, and his daughter went out and never came back. So it makes me wonder if something happened to them, or if they just ended up joining the other side. Did they get out and, meet all these other people, and these other people are like, well, actually, you're wrong. We want freedom of choice, and persuaded them to switch sides. I mean, are we going to run into this guy's daughter? I'm assuming so. And maybe she works for the other side now. So it's interesting kind of seeing, is there a definitely this is the good side, definitely this is the bad side, or is this more a moral conundrum where it just depends on point of view? I'm interested to see how that's going to resolve. I thought it was interesting that when originally they weren't going to help the guy, he was able to put a force field around the TARDIS where he couldn't leave, and it was a round force field, so there was no corners where it would be weak. That was pretty cool and clever. So the fact he trapped them so they couldn't leave, so they had to go back to help him, that was pretty neat. And the little simplicity of the knob, they just vanished. I like the fact it's not a sophisticated special effect. They're just there and then they're gone. I like that. That works really well for 60s black and white, I think. Curious to see where it's going to go. There were a couple times where the scene would end rather abruptly and oddly, like the camera would just go black and it would, fade back in. It would fade out to black and then fade back in on another scene, and it felt a little clunky at times. I mean, it's not the only time I've seen this done in Doctor Who, but it doesn't usually feel quite as jarring. And it happens more than once, so when it does happen, I'm just kind of, it's a little jarring. The cliffhanger I wasn't expecting either, when they just find Barbara's little manipulator thing that kind of looks like a time vortex manipulator, but just moves in space. Oh, there's blood on it, and then that's the end. I enjoyed it thus far. I really like Hartnell's performance. I really like Ian and Barbara's performance. I always like Ian and Barbara. I like how Ian does have this confident alpha male type without being arrogant. He never comes across as arrogant. And I like the fact it looks like he's still in his Marco Polo outfit, too, because I know this takes place right after Marco Polo, so he still kind of looks like he's dressed up in his Marco Polo attire. I like how that's kind of carrying over into this episode. So yeah, I like the Sea of Death. It's an interesting introduction. I'm curious to see where the story is going to go from here. So I'd like to know what you think of part 1 of the Keys of Marinus. So comment down below and let me know. Other things to do. Click the like button. Click the subscribe button. Click the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. The link to that is down in the description below. This was actually voted on by my patrons. I had given them a choice of like 6 different things I would do next for Doctor Who. And this was the one they voted on, so that's why I'm doing this one now. So if you would like to be able to vote in polls like that, take a quick minute, check it out, see if there's anything there that interests you. Again, link down in the description below. I also have a P.O. box that's down in the description below as well. This story was sent to me by one of my subscribers. I think unknown 289. I'm not sure, but whoever sent it to me, thank you very much. I've been sent so much stuff. It's hard keeping up with who sent what, but I appreciate everyone who has sent something. It really means a lot. I really, really appreciate it. So that's down there as well, as is a link to my Amazon wish list, which I update regularly. Most importantly, though, thank you for watching.